Welcome to Teamrocketgarage. Today I'm going to show you how to swap in a third generation alternator in place of a first or second gen alternator on a Ford. Check this out. Hit the subscribe button! So first off, we've got my 77 Ford truck right here. It had a 400 in it, and we're putting a 460 in it, and that 460 had a second gen alternator on it. Second gen alternators are kind of a fire hazard and a little bit annoying to wire up, so we're gonna swap to a third gen. Let me show you something else though that you're probably a little more interested in. My 1979 Ford Mustang. Now this has a Explorer motor on it with a full Mustang pulley setup. We've got a third gen alternator right here. So the way that the alternator bolts in here is a little bit different than how it bolts into the 460 over there. This one actually has a tensioner right on it. The 460 does not, so we have to get a little creative with that. But the wiring is entirely the same, and the 3G bolts directly in place on these 5.0s right here. So this doesn't need to be swapped to a 3G alternator because it's already swapped to a 3G alternator. So let me show you how this works on something that does need to be swapped to a 3G alternator. Well, hang on there, Zach. Why would I replace my alternator? My alternator works fine. As you can see, this alternator right here, it looks nice and it probably works just fine. However, this alternator is a second generation alternator, and the voltage regulator on this is mounted externally of the alternator itself. Oh, okay. Well, so that means that if we're combining it all into one package, it makes it cleaner looking. Is there any other benefits? Yes, as a matter of fact, there are. One of the main benefits of the 3G alternator swap is getting that regulator built into the alternator, but it also means that you can make more power while using less of your engine's torque to run the alternator. Wait a minute, I can use less of my engine's horsepower to create more electricity? That's exactly right, Zach. You can see I've got a newer style alternator right here, and it's actually much smaller than this alternator. This alternator is good for about 80 or 90 amps. This alternator right here is good for 130 amps. The drawback of this alternator, being a fourth generation Ford alternator, is that it's controlled by the ECU. The engine control module? You're exactly right. The engine control module actually controls the voltage here, which eliminates the need for a voltage regulator. However, that means that you have to have a special computer to do all of that. And our engine here, I think it came out of a 1991 van. Oh, yeah, you watched that video. Yeah, it came out of a 1991 van, so it doesn't have a computer that's very good. So we compromise and go right between the second gen and fourth gen and get us a third gen alternator so we can make more horsepower and make more electrical power and be more reliable. That sound good? Yeah, that sounds good. Boink. All right, so we've got my truck here and the 3G alternator. Let's go ahead and get to swapping. First off, right here, we've got our belt. I've already measured that out, but we'll remove it here just so you guys know. There are a couple types of alternator mounts. What you'll need is the mount where you have the bottom here with the long bolt and then the top with the small bolt. That's how it'll work on the 5.0. That's also how it'll work here on this 460. This actually doesn't necessarily line up perfectly with this guy right here, so we actually are probably going to need to change this bolt out to adjust the tensioner, since the alternator on here is the actual tensioner for this. But first, what we're going to do is get to wiring. Now, the 3G alternator has 4 individual wires. This is really, really easy. We've got our 3 wires coming off of our plug right here. This yellow wire actually is just going to circle down right over to that terminal right here that charges the battery, or this tells the alternator how much voltage is actually coming out of here. Our next one here is going to be our white wire. This wire comes from the voltage regulator here into the alternator, and it just goes right down to that little plug, no big deal, and that's going to regulate how much voltage comes out. So this Yellow wire is going to sense it, this white wire is going to control it, and you might be wondering, well, how does this thing turn on, and what does this green wire do? Well, this green wire turns the alternator on. Pretty dang simple. So we've got 4 wires. 2 of those go to the same spot, 1 of those goes right back into the alternator, and then that third one, it just goes right to key on. So it's just like a stereo, you just need a wire to turn it on, and that's what that green wire does. So let's go ahead, get this fired up, and we can actually start measuring some voltage out of this bad girl too. Now the tools you're going to want for this is some solder, a way to solder, we're going to need a crimper, and a wire stripper. We've got wires to strip, terminals to crimp, and stuff to solder. So let's hop into it. First off, we'll go ahead and get this yellow wire and run it down here with an O-ring. We're probably going to shorten this up just a little bit so it looks nice. All right, so yellow wire first. It goes to right there. Pretty easy. Let's go ahead, chop that. Take the right gauge here, strip it off. And then lucky enough, this type of terminal will actually heat shrink right onto there. So now all we've got to do is crimp it. We've got a no solder connection. Nice. We got thing 1. This will go right down to this terminal. So we got a small blade terminal that goes right here. We'll go ahead and put our terminal on here, and we're just going to use a standard blade terminal because it's just got to go on there and stay clean. Nothing crazy that goes into this one. So we'll take this, measure the length, chop the wire, take this guy, strip the sheathing, shrink this on down. Now you could buy a harness for this online. I think they're a little bit more expensive, but you can literally just buy this piece right here for like $11 and just make it work for your specific application. Not really a huge difference, but I like to save money. I don't know about you. So what we're gonna do here, I need to make a new wire that's actually going to connect to that, because the wires on this truck are only designed for roughly 40 to 60 amps. This alternator puts out 130 amps. So we're going to make a new wire that can go over to the solenoid / battery and make our lives a little bit easier and happier. Boink. All right, we've got that done. So we'll just basically hook it up to our solenoid right here. We're going to get rid of our original alternator wire there. We'll just do a delete on that. There's a few things there that actually go down, but I think we can just get rid of this entire harness now. But yeah, we'll be able to go ahead and just plug this right onto here. And then all we got to do is get this guy some source of voltage from over here in this mess that is key on. So we can hook up the battery, make sure that this actually excites is what it's called, and then we'll just throw an impact on this, and yeah, we'll be able to just throw an impact on that, spin her up, and we should be able to at least see some voltage changing coming out of there when we're turning this on or off, and be good to go. So now we'll just hook everything up, hit the impact on the alternator, and we should be seeing voltage, and we'll call this done. Now we can test the voltage on the alternator, so we're going to remove the belt, and then we can actually hook an impact up to this, and we're going to spin this bad girl. We'll see if voltage comes out and starts charging the battery. So we got our voltage gauge hooked up to our battery over here to tell us our actual battery voltage. And then we've got our alternator right here. We just got to turn the key on. That should excite the alternator, and then we're going to spin this, and we should see that voltage start turning up. Boink. All right, yep, we've got everything getting powered right now. We can see the voltage dropping. This engine should turn clockwise. Yep, you see that powering on there? You can feel the alternator actually bogging down with the impact there. There we go. Oops. Yep, and then if we let off, it loses voltage. Yep, that's an alternator. All right, so today I showed you what the alternator looks like installed, what a new alternator looks like, how to wire it, and how to test it if your engine doesn't run like this one. Well, it does run, it just doesn't have coolant and the transmission. If you like this type of content, hit the subscribe button, comment below what kind of car you're working on. I absolutely love these Ford-powered vehicles, and I freaking love you for hanging out with me this whole video. Thanks again for watching this episode of Team Rocket Garage. I'll freaking see you next time.